Flosstube number 54 already, and today we have Friday the 26th of September 2025. Yeah, and it's still early in the morning for me. It's 9:47 in the morning, so Belgium time, of course. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, also welcome. I appreciate all of you. And today we are going to talk about my stitching week. Last week, that's what I did, so my stitching update. And I have also something about crochet to talk about, so I will do that at the end. And the ColorWhirl game is also something I will talk about in this video. So plans is also separate. I had, I could say, a better stitching week. Did I do all what I wanted to do? No, but it was better than the other weeks. I did, let me look, 5,982 stitches or on 30 whips, spread over 30 whips, so it's not that bad. I wished I could do more, but it wasn't possible. Yeah, so I have them kind of sorted here, like the sections. I have them in my plans, so that's what I did. So I'm just going to start with the temperature whips. First of all, temperature whips are, or I call them temperature treasures effect, because it's a treasure that you get from the weather. So temperature treasures. I started with 5 whips and then I dropped down to 3 whips. Why? First of all, I wanted to get something in with Flamingo and Mud Hunters, because those two are my model stitch for the shop. And if I do that with ColorWhirl, it was 2 whips around them, so it was too much. So I thought, okay, I will keep temperature stitching with those 2, and 1 extra I want to finish the dog for my daughter, so 3. That's the reason why I went from 5 to 3 whips. And I gave Flamingo 4 numbers and the other 2 3 numbers. Oh yeah, I didn't bring my photo, I think. Maybe. I make weekly a photo. I did the first temperature stitching of the usual 5. And then I swapped, so I have 4 whips now. Did I bring the video, the photo? I will take a look. Otherwise, I can see it probably in my events. Yeah, all my photos are on my phone, and I'm filming my phone, so I cannot use my phone now. And I don't know if it will open up here, because I switched room. My 2 youngest children are at home, so I couldn't film in the living room this time. So again, the Wi-Fi is a trouble. Not for the video, but for getting access to my photos. Allez. He is attached to the living room and still doesn't work. What's happening here? Yeah, it doesn't open it. Yeah, I will tell you, it's not that bad. If you want to see that image, you always can check out the temperature event. There it's posted. The first one I have here was Tommy. I call him Tommy. It's not his official name. The official title is Little Adventurer. It's a Luca S kit. It's a small kit, but with 2 heart skill level and 29 colors, stitched on 16 count white Ada. He is very cute. And I still want to have him done for Christmas, but I don't know if I can. So this is artwork for Maria Magdalena. I'm out of practice here in this room. Here was my starting photo. It's a photo from close up. So with 4,800 stitches. I needed in fact 200, but I did it already up front, so I just took the stitches over for that event because I switched in the middle of the week. So I added 300 stitches earlier, and this is now what I have. And I worked mostly on his yellow boot because yellow is my favorite color. Yeah. If you didn't know that, green I hate and yellow I love. Yeah. So I added 300 stitches on this one. I have now 5,100 stitches out of 8,254, and he is at 61.79% completed. And this week he gets another 300 stitches according the temperature. I have to bring that here so I can put my papers in the drawer. So first one is done already. Next up for the temperature stitching is Mod Hunters. It's this one from Mereshka. This chart is only available in their app, the Fantastitch app, so I don't have a paper copy of this. They don't send it in the kit anymore because they say you can use the app. Yeah. It's stitched with DMC floss. Oh yeah, and the floss from Tommy is Luca S floss. See, and they tell it here too. No paper chart. It's a digital chart on the Fantastitch app. So I think they are fully converting to that. So if you buy kits from them, be aware of that. And my start photo. So this one I'm stitching at 16 count Ada. This is the model stitch for the shop Hobby Do It Yourself too. Hobby Do It Yourself in the Netherlands, but the second one. So here's my starting photo. It's the one with all the box. And I did 200 stitches. So here it is. I filled in here and here. I was like, okay, maybe I can work down now. This is now at 2%. I did 1,310 stitches, but I still didn't figure out how many stitches it is in total. So yeah, that's all what I can give you for this moment. And the numbers in the app, it's like all separate half stitches, cross stitches. So I don't know what is the total of it. French knots, the sequences, it's all separate listed. So yeah, I will not give you wrong information about that. So next one, favorite of a lot of you, Flamingo Fantastico. This is also Luca S kit, the first model stitch for the shop Hobby Do It Yourself. The artwork is from Romance Art. It's stitched on 16 count black Ada, 5 hard scale levels and 62 colors. The goal for that one was 300 stitches. I did those. So this is where I started with 15,460 stitches. I have now 50,760. I have to think where I stitched. Yeah. So I filled in here in the neck of the flamingo and a bit of the background here. So that's now what I have done. This is now at 15,760 stitches out of 29,173, and I have for this week 400 stitches to do. It's gorgeous. Even in camera it's gorgeous. But I was like a bit... Here I was like, I don't want to see the flower anymore. So I went to the other side to film of the background again. Then I found another flower. So then I said, okay, then we go back to the flamingo. So I'm jumping around to not get bored of it. Yeah. And that's also the reason why I postpone it every time. But it's a gorgeous piece. It's not that. It's just, if you see it a lot, I'm getting bored and maybe burned out on it. And that's not the thing I want to have with that. So with the temperature stitching related to those 3 now, I hope to fix that. Because I try to do 100 stitches daily. After 2-3 days I'm like, I'm done with that. I cannot stitch on a whip every day. I'm not the person to do that. I admire everyone who can. Really. And the last one I have for temperature stitching was Mickey. Also from Luca S. The tribute to my Smoky. This is on 18 count Ada, but I swapped to a hand dyed version. And it has 25 colors and a skill level of 2 hearts. It's not that difficult to stitch, but it's light colors, so that's another issue. And on the fabric, it doesn't really pop, so I have to be clear with that view. So this is where I started. It's also not a big one in comparison to my full coverage whips, but yeah. So this is the hand dyed fabric from KLT in the UK. So, and yeah, I did just show you. I worked here in the darker part, 400 stitches. So this is now at 3,310 out of 15,520 stitches and 21.33% completed. So this one will be gone now for a while. At least I'm proud of myself. I stitched on it. After 4 years we lost him. So I can stitch again on it, and that's already a great achievement. It still hurts. It will still hurt, I think, but I can stitch on it. So yeah, it took time. And then we have the section of pinned whips. So what did I do? I picked for my rainbow whips. If you don't know what my rainbow whips were, this was a title I gave them because I used 7 whips for a rainbow bingo board. And each letter was related to my whips. So that's why I call them rainbow whips. But now I took 3 of them. In fact 6, but I took now 3. And the other 3 I will do next week. So this week now, in fact. So I have in fact 6 whips now. that I spread about 3 weeks. 2 weeks. 3 weeks. 3 webs for 2 weeks. Okay. So one I replaced was 6 portals. It's too big to leave it in the closet, so it has to come out. This is the full version of 6 portals. Artwork is from Rose Catherine Can, charted by Pain Free Crafts. It's an expensive chart, I know. But when you get this one, if you want the full version, you have to buy the pack of the 6 patterns. It's true, it's the most expensive chart I ever bought, but it's worth it at the guess. The stitch count is 1206 by 800 stitches, 217 colors if I remember correctly. And I'm stitching it on apparently not on 28 but on 25 count. And yes, you can find fabric that's large enough. I have mine from a second-hand place that I got some time ago. I don't remember. But it was long enough and it was in width and height. So I used that. That's why I wasn't sure it was 28 or 25 count. My starting photo. So if you want to have fabric in for this one and 25 count, you have to search for fabric that is cut from a fabric roll and not a pre-cut fabric. Then it will be too short. That's certain. So this is the starting photo. I start in the 6th portal, the right top. I have a goal for these whips of 500 stitches, so I did here 505 because I wanted a nice number. So this is now what I did. I went wrong because I wanted to find my fifth, I would say my second portal, but this is my 5th portal, and I found it, but I was still anxious that I would count wrong because I normally don't do that. So I'm now at 1,550 stitches out of 964,800, and it is 0.16% completed. So here it's very light blue, and I was like, that's the color I have to stitch out on the 5th portal, and it's too light, so I will stop there for now and see if I can just finish now that part and then continue. I'm certain all my portals will fit on it. I even have space over as leftover, so I have extra space. I did a re-measurement after I saw the video of Jen because she was saying it wasn't possible. It is, and it's huge. Look. So it's very huge. Next week you will not see these 3. You get 3 others. I will take first the other one because this is not the one pinned. This one is. So the second pinned whip is this. So I retitled them pinned whips. This is Animal Mix Panorama. Artwork is from Adrian Chesterman and charted by Pain Free Crafts. This is 900 by 324 stitches. Great piece. Also, I also did a live stream with this one. Oh, I was going to show you my book instead of my starting photo. Oh, wake up. It's time. So, here is where I started. And I was then indecisive because I wasn't sure what I would do. What I was sure about was I don't wanted to stitch the snake part yet. So it was going down to the line cup or stitching the other part of the panda bear his face. So I asked in my live stream and everyone said go down to the lion cup. So I did. So I went down here. This is all new. It's all green, of course, but yeah, it has to be stitched to get to the lion cup. So we do that then. I stitched 522 stitches on it. And it's now at 16,847 stitches out of 291,600, and it has 5.77% completed. So yeah, I think that's great. And then the third one is Jungle Kitty. Artwork is from Mikey Bergman. Charted by Pair Free Crafts. It's 400 by 344 stitches and it has 75 colors. And it looks great when it's done. I saw it from Joe, I think, who finished it. It's awesome. So my goal here again was 500 stitches. So I started here. And I added 500 stitches, so I didn't do more. I worked mostly here to fill in. So I stitched out my park threads and tried to start to fill in the gaps. This is now at 19,010 stitches out of 137,600 and it is at 13.82% completed. So I love to see it growing. I really love that. But like I said, these last three I just showed you, you will not see this week or next week, next video. You get 3 others instead. And then the week after you would see them again. And then I had one extra from my, I will call it my extra wheel, because when I can, I will stitch on those. First, I thought I will give them all 500 stitches like I do with my focus whips and my pinned whips. But it's too much because I'm adding ColorWhirl in it. So I'm thinking to swap it to 300 stitches or 400, depending on what the day is, on how the day is going. So for this one I did 500. But that was also taking out my ColorWhirl whips. So lesson learned, I have to drop down in that number to get it all done. So this is Rubber Ducky Dragon. Artwork is from Stanley Morrison, charted by Pimp Free Crafts again. It's 270 by 350 stitches. It was a long time I have stitched on this one, and it was a reason, because I was stitching in the background and I didn't like that anymore after all those years. So I went rogue. I did something I never do. Otherwise, as he keeps in the closet, I still love him. I really do, but not the background. So this is where I started. Background. And what did I do? I added 500 stitches. Yeah, I have to put it like this so that you can see where this is stitched on. Yeah, it was all stitched on 25 count even weave. Otherwise, I will tell you that it's not that and the correct one. So what did I do? I went down here with that light color of light blue so I could find my dragon. And I found her. I will call it her. And I stitched her first eye outlining. So that's lovely now. Now I can choose where I will work on. I can say I will do a bit of background. I can work on the dragon. I rechecked a lot to know I'm in the correct space. So yeah, that's lovely. I love that now. I think that's what I had what I needed. So I could bring my love again for it. Otherwise you stitch background, but I really love the duck. The background of that. So yeah. That was great to find finally the yellow spots. And then we are at the focus whips. Focus whips is my anniversary whip and the 3 whips for my children, and those mean that I stitch on them weekly. For my 3 children I put 500 stitches in, or I try at least, and the Kingdom I try to do 1500. If it's not possible, yeah, then I have to drop down, of course. So if I can do this 1500 I do. If not, I try to have at least 1000. So this is super size Max Color Amazing Animal Kingdom. Artwork is from Amy Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. It's 999 by 765 and it has 237 colors. This is absolutely not an easy stitch. So I'm now trying to have this one on Sundays done. So I don't have to think about that in a week, because during the week I feel like I have already a lot of stress with all the things going on, that I cannot have Kingdom extra on that. So before I show you, it's also 25 count Easy Weave. Where is it starting? Oh, this is where I started with 146,250. And I added this week my 1510 stitches. And this is loose. How? How are you getting loose? Me from in the closet. Oh, yeah. So this is now where I am at. So what did I do? I filled in here. Yeah. I had this head done and all that stuff was new. And I have a third panda bear here cup coming in. So it's getting there. I still have some weeks to go to finish those 2 pages, and then I can start to work on my next 3 pages. It's really gorgeous, but it takes a lot of time. And after a day of 1500 stitches, I'm tired. I'm really tired. So yeah. And I hear you saying now, drop to 1000 stitches then if it's getting too much for you. Yeah. But it gets then too little stitches. If not enough stitches in a week. So yeah. It's difficult to have it all done with all the things in my life happening. So, and I'm not an early person, so when I go to bed late and I get to be awake early, then I'm like tired, and I cannot stitch even. So I try to go in my bed on time so I can be awake, but then I still cannot start stitching from like early in the morning. It's difficult. The next one is the one for my oldest son. The goal for this one was 500 stitches. So this is super size Max Color Cruising the Information Highway. Artwork is from Wendell Spangler. This is 238 colors, charted by Heaven and Earth Design, of course. And this is 999 999 by 690 stitches. It's also big. Where did I start with him? I started here. It's also 25 count. 1/1 full cross. I don't do 10 stitch on my full coverages. Only in kits if I have to. And I added 500 stitches, I thought. Yeah. So I finished here his from the word history, and then I went here to get more filled in. So this is now at 35,200 stitches out of 689,310 and 5.11% completed. Yeah, it's only still box, I know. It will change one day, it will change. It's a lot of box first. And then the one for my daughter is supersized Max Color coloring book afternoon. Also artwork from Amy Stewart, charted by Heaven Earth Designs, and this is also a big one because it's 999 by 714 and it has 237 colors. This one is stitched on 28 count even weave, gridded 1/1 full cross. Yeah, that's Milou. And she's getting in, eh? She's jumping on the door handle and she gets in. She's here. She will show her. I will show her. Milou, come. 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 See? The burglar. The burglar. She's a burglar. Yeah, so start photo from the coloring book was here. At the, what was it called? Pencil sharpening? No, pencil Ella shaving. Chook chook. I hope I can show you chook chook. If she will come, probably not because Milou is here. Chook chook. No, she's going the other side. What did I do here? 500 stitches. 505. So this is now what I have. And I stitched, let me show it. I forgot it. I filled in here, I guess. Yeah, I filled in here that part. It looks small because it's on 28 count, but I can promise you that it is 505 stitches. What? The baby. This is the baby cat. See? How she is? She's always like that. And then the last one we have is super size. Allez, for the focus whips. Is this super size Max Color Night at the Circus from Amy Stewart. Charted by Heaven Earth Designs, and this is 999 by 760 stitches and it has 238 colors. The goal there was again 500 stitches. I have to say I was tired yesterday evening and I didn't get to it. It was a very hard day yesterday. So this is where I started. This is also a 25 count Eevee weave. 1/1 full cross, that's the same. So what did I do? I added 440 stitches. So I missed 60, but I was like, so I have to give up. I cannot stitch anymore. I had a lot of pain in my back. I did too much yesterday. And then my little one said, you need rest. You have to stop stitching and you have to go to bed. So yeah, I did. He said, those last stitches can wait. So yeah, I did. Why did I work on? Here in the light. Milo. On the light. And then I started a bit here. So, but mostly I stitched here. I didn't want to stitch again on the monkey. After like 3-4 sessions, I was like, I will take a bit of room to get back to that monkey. So yeah, it still has a lot of part threads there. I'm now at, and it gave me a round up number that I remember, 42,500 stitches out of 715,284, and I have 5.94% completed. So those are really huge. Then the ColorWhirl I was talking about in the beginning of the video, I will explain it. It's my twisted version of the card game Uno. So you probably know the card game Uno. Semi-Sane, the group of Semi-Sane Stitches had a game of that. They played one month a year, I think, in the group. So I was like, I missed some action. So I did it. They do it with 4 whips. I picked one with 6 whips. And I made some other actions that the wheel can spin. Okay. So I listed them all out in the event of my Facebook group, but I want to tell it also. The first one are a bit the same. It's whip 1 to 6. So if it's called whip 1, it's 100 stitches on that one. So you have to number your whips, of course, to play this game. Reverse is go 1 whip back for 200 stitches. So let's say I stitch last on whip 1. Reverse is then whip 6. Draw 2 is you can pick 2 whips of your choice and stitch on each 100 stitches. It's not with a lot of stitching involving, so it's lowered here. Skip is skip the next whip and stitch 200 stitches. That's the same one. Wildcard is pick 1 whip and stitch 200. Uno Burst, it's a new one, is stitch 300 stitches, but it's divided on your whips. You choose your own whips for which one gets the stitching. So you can say I do 50 stitches on each of them. 1 whip for 300, 2 whips for 150 stitches. Do you want to say I want to give 1 whip 100 and the other one 200? It's all allowed. It's Uno Burst. And then the next one have rolls involved. Milo. She's sitting there that I don't love. And she's not listening, of course. Why would she? Milo! Nee. Yeah, and then she's answering me. Did you hear it? Yeah. So the rolls. Uno roll is roll 1 dice of 6 sides. That's for to pick the chart, the whip or the chart, yeah. And 1 roll of 100. So a dice of 100 to pick how many stitches. Draw and dice means again 1d6, so a dice with 6 sides for the whip, and then D20 multiplied with 10 to know how many stitches. Then we have Mirror Uno. That's again roll 1d6, so the 6-sided dice, and then stitch 100 stitches on that whip and the mirror version of it. So you have to see that as, I'll give you an example. If I rolled the 2, whip 2, the mirror version is the whip 5, because it's the 2 of the left was 2 and 2 of the right was 5. So that's the mirrored one. Skip hop is, again, first roll a dice for the whip choice, stitch 100 stitches on it, and then skip 2 whips and do another 100 stitches. So let's say I rolled 1, so I will skip 2 and 3, and I stitch then the other 100 stitches on 4. Uno flip means you can swap a project of the 6 you had picked, and then you stitch 200 stitches on the new whip, and that whip stays then in. So if then the other time Uno flip comes back, you can choose, do you want to bring the old one back, or do you want to switch another one? I have 3 more to talk about. Hidden burst means you stitch 150 stitches on the whip with the least amount of stitches so far in the game. So you will see, oh yeah, I get a lot of that one, so I don't need to stitch that one. You will feel it also if you think like, oh, 5 wasn't a lot called. Yeah, you can stitch that one. Turbo burst is the stitch 150 stitches on your largest whip from the 6. And then I mean not really the size, but the amount of stitches to do. So like saying I have a bottle of butter, it is 60,000, and I think that's my largest one. And then we have little burst, that's the other way around, that's the one with the smallest whip from the 6. So those are all the actions I can spin. I spin each day, and I post it in the group because some people wanted to join me. It's not obligated, it's free. If you are falling behind like me, you just keep on stitching. It doesn't really push on time. Like now I'm behind, but I will just keep stitching and see how far I get. So I'm not going to quit because I'm falling behind. That's another thing I love that you can do with this game, because with temperature stitching are easy to say, oh yeah, I will drop it. Okay, it's okay. This week I cannot get it, I will drop it. But this one you can just keep going and play further along. Even if you have to catch up, it really doesn't matter. So I had 1 whip done so far. That's Witch Cat. So which 6 I have picked for now is these 6. So I will give you the summary here. I will show you them so you know in real. The one I stitched on was whip 5. This Witch Cat from Booty Threads. I'm getting in the Halloween theme again. So that's this one. Artwork is from Hannah Dale. Yeah. And now you wonder probably why I do this, because I don't want to stitch all day long on big whips. I need to have something in between that's a bit easier. So this is my starting photo. This is on printed and speckled 16 count Ada. And I started on her head. So this is her head. So now I know what's the one, where is the top. So that's 100 stitches. So that's that. The other ones I didn't stitch on yet, but I can tell you what I was going to do. I'm thinking it. This one was not, what was it called? Wait, today was WIP 3. No, this wasn't called yet. This is the best treat of all. The Halloween dogs from Boaty Threads as a kit. Again, 16 count Ada, speckled. Hannah Dale is the artist again. And I have a really lot of more autumn WIPs, but yeah. And I just finished here the pumpkin so far. So this is a bit of plants already. So this is the thing I have done. Oh, the pumpkin basket. If I need to work on it, I still need to have a frame, apparently. So then we have Wildlife of Predator. You saw this one before. This was one of my older temperature stitching. Artwork is from Mom Art. Also 16 count White Ada and Luca S kit. With 4 heart skill levels. This is my starting photo here. This is also not called yet so far. But then I missed one more. Where is Romeo and Juliet? I think, is that Romeo or is it Aurora's? No, I miss a WIP. I forgot the WIP. I think it's here. Yeah, that's the one. I forgot. It's easy if you know where they are. So, Romeo and Juliet, this one is called for today effect. So I think I will continue with the WIP as called and then go back for the ones I missed. Oh, this is Romeo and Juliet. Also a kit for Mariska with 2 cats. I still love this one. And this will get 100 stitches for today. So that's that. And then the 2 I missed so far. This one still needs 100 stitches. This is Leopard Cup at Sunrise from Luca S. Also 16 count Ada, 52 colors and 3 hard skill level. And it's not said who was the artist. So, and there was a new kit, but I don't have money for it. So yeah, we'll wait when I can buy them. This is the right, yeah, the right top corner and the right ear. So for 100 stitches. Numbers I didn't bring, I just bring the WIPs. It's already a lot extra. And then Garden Friends was 200, I guess. Yeah. It was, let me think, I spent throughout 2, then I spent WIP 2. No, I spent it, I rolled WIP 2. Yeah, that was it. So this is, in fact, it's 197 stitches, but I will round it off to 200. This is Garden Friends by Mariska. This is with paper and digital version. Romeo and Juliet, I have now also digital. after a long thing with the color card stuff. So here is where I will start. With the nice pink flowers. Maybe I will try to find my way to the bears. I love the bears. So that were my 6 whips for ColorWhirl. Do you have to talk about more of stitching? I'm thinking, eh? No, I think it's that. I can show you the other 3 pinned whips for plans for next week. I have to grab them. We will know them. So let me grab them. That is 360 degrees. Blooming whiskers. And normally, I said normally. Is he here? No, not yet. In my other pile. I'm thinking. I'm not certain yet if I will do that. But if I do it, because the Max Color Stitches said to me you have to keep going with it. Where is he? He will not be shown. Here it is, Rainbow Tiger. If I keep going with him, I'm still thinking to pin him, but she said no. So the Max Color Stitch is not a Flosstuber. She said to me, no, you cannot. You have to keep going with him, because you already have like 90,000 stitches. You can crop it, but keep going with it. So, or I do that, or I take another one. I still hate the fabric, so, and I'm not loving the background either. I love more whips that are like these, more detailed, and you have jumping from one thing to another thing, and not like the one with rubber ducky, only rocks or water or whatever. I hate that. So, like I said, I'm still debating what I will do with the Rainbow Tiger. Otherwise, if I don't do it next week, then I swap it out for something else. I will have fun with my stitching, not being tortured. Yeah. Do I have something else to talk about? I will also link my Kofi link below, because I stopped the advertising on my channel. So if you want to buy me a coffee, it's still possible, and it's always appreciated. It's not obligated, it's just there for who wants to. The giveaway event in the group, so it's called 6 Stitches also. That's the puzzle. How many pieces we had left? I think we have 15 pieces left to finish the puzzle, so that's very close. So when we have it all done, I hope it will be before the end of September. If it's earlier, I will do the giveaway earlier. So we will see. I have still some people that need to post their ending photos. So yeah, we will see. I tried to tag them and ask them if they need help and so on. So we will see how that goes. But for now, they are holding back on the giveaway because I don't post the ending photos. So otherwise, I have to make some spare pieces to, yeah, if they do not enter or do not post their ending photo, we still can do the drawing. Yep, that's done. the other events are still going on. Glamorous Tree, Euro Millions drawing. What I have no temperature stitching. I changed to a monthly post, so that's still posting. Weekly acrostic, still posting. Plans for 2026 I don't have yet, because I'm trying to figure still out what I want to, and I think I'm having it now. So if this goes what I want, so I still get my progress, I keep it with this, with what I have. So my weekly goals on the focus whips, my pinned whips, temperature treasures, ColorWhirl, and then we are done. Yeah. Thinking of I lost something. And my extra wheel. Yeah, so it's called pinned whips. Yeah. So if that's possible, I just keep going with that. Yeah. And I think that's all for stitching. So and now I can talk a bit about my crocheting. Because Saturday I wasn't able to stitch because my daughter had to go to a school friend as visit, and it was a busy day with grocery shopping, so I crocheted a bit instead. So what is this? These are little octopuses, but they serve a purpose. I made a lot of them some years ago already. They are given to premature babies on the neonatal intensive care unit, yeah, NICU, and they look like this. So they are small. I have now two. I give them faces and heads. So I have now two of them ready. Again, they have to follow the description. They have to have certain measurements. And what do they do as purpose? This, I would say, legs. These legs are the babies using instead of the cables of the machines in their box. So that's why they are very useful to them. And they also feel it as in the boob. I don't know the word in English. The ones they are fed with. You probably will shout at me. I don't know. No, that's medical. Wait, can I find it here? What it's called? They replace it for the what a word, umbilical cord. Okay, so that's what I meant. And I have another head done. It's not filled in yet, so this will be the next one. And the color for the legs, what was it? I forgot. I don't know anymore what the colors were. Maybe orange. I have to ask my son. He picked it. He picked the colors. I don't remember what he said. It's possible it was be orange or yellow. I think it was yellow, but it's like too like this. This is hard for a baby, I think. So I will not do that. Yeah, or soft yellow. I would, yeah. I think I will take pink or something. Or the light orange. To finish that one. And the stuffing needs to go in a panty. Like this. So it cannot go out. They get washed before. They get checked by the, how do we call it, the persons who give them to the hospitals. They get checked if they do all the rules, if they follow all the rules they set and so on. So it's a whole thing about that before they go to the hospitals. Yeah, I still have some lovely colors. Maybe I can use this. And I was now looking. This is cotton, eh? I have this one for legs. This one would also be great, I think. As for on this one. He's still attached. This is also a possibility. Yeah. Some they crochet them not with faces, but as fully this pattern. And I don't like it like that. I love them with faces, like mini dolls. Because it's for babies, you know. So, that said, I'm done for today. For this Flosstube. You will see me again next Friday. Tomorrow I have my visit. So, probably not much stitching again. What else we have on the plan for next week? School, I think. Yeah, it's just school. So, the usual stuff. And all the things I said. Yep. So, I will now let you go. And I hope that you liked what you saw. And I can see you again next week. And happy stitching. Small steps. Big progress. Huge happiness. Happy stitching. And I see you next time. Bye bye.